Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. And in this video we're going to try and solve the latest shenanigans going on with this whole White Rabbit mystery. But before we get into the video, be really appreciative if you could like the video, share the video, or even better, subscribe if you're new. So let's get down to business. Start our detective work once more.
So in my last video, I was pretty confident in saying that I believe Bray Wyatt is the man behind this White Rabbit mystery. And after watching this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, it's all but been confirmed really, hasn't it? It really has. I mean, why would WWE put clues and hints and links to codes that lead to locations literally named Wyndham, the real life name of Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, if it doesn't pay off? WWE at this stage want you to be like 95% sure it's Bray, with a sprinkle of doubt, of course, because this is WWE and they can disappoint us, especially when it comes to Bray Wyatt. We've been heartbroken in the past. But for me, this was almost confirmation they're bringing back Bray, but there's other questions around it that are going to come. We're maybe going to find out how Bray Wyatt comes back, in what form. Is there going to be a new incarnation? Is he going to have allies? Is he going to start a faction? When is he going to come back? And I think we're going to find that type of information out through the weeks, up and coming weeks. This White Rabbit saga is going to continue for some time, I honestly believe, and maybe up until Extreme Rules, and maybe even beyond it, which is what's really exciting about it. And are they potentially waiting for confirmation from former superstars returning to WWE and associating themselves with the genius, creative genius, Bray Wyatt? And I truly believe we're in this stage of working out like what's next. We kind of know who's behind it, who's the master behind all this creative genius, and then we just find out who's involved. Now, obviously, you'll be aware. You've probably seen this. If you haven't, I'll just briefly go through it. There was a QR code yet again. What a surprise! This time a glitchy QR code, and it linked to a video, a creepy video. And collectively, past and present WWE superstars basically spout out who killed the world. You did ×2, feed your head ×2. There was a few links you could link with Bray Wyatt. The very fact that it has a very Bray Wyatt aura about it, the feel, the presentation of that video is creepy as heck. Obviously, The Fiend has interacted with Orton, Kurt Angle. Bray Wyatt has interacted with The Rock, Undertaker, Bubba Ray, Cody Rhodes. Well, Husky Harris has, and I thought that was quite a cool one, because if you throw back to the NXT rookie days of Husky Harris, who was his pro back then? Cody Rhodes. So I thought that was quite cool, and also thought it was cool that it was the undashing version of Cody Rhodes as well. And then of course the hats off to Al Snow as well with head, feed your head. I thought that was genius at the end there as well. And of course, for a brief second, some fire came up as well. I thought that was cool, because that could be a link back to the fireballs in the previous game. But basically, in a nutshell, it then had coordinates in the caption section, which took you to a creepy ass image of this giant pink rabbit, this rabbit on steroids. Imagine if that comes into WWE. It's going to terrorize us. It could. Anything could happen. But more importantly, there was a code 40701. And this led to Corbin, Kentucky. Now you might think, well, what relevance is this? Well, people are going to start talking about Baron Corbin. What did I say in previous videos? They're trying to throw you off the scent, link potential other superstars. Now, I don't think Corbin's involved. I think he's going to be involved with JBL. We saw that in the SmackDown episode just before Clash at the Castle, him getting in JBL's limo. There's going to be a character change, but not in this dynamic, I don't think. In a previous video, we did also speculate that maybe The Fiend was lurking in the background, coming out of the production truck. That's a huge reach, I think. Maybe it was a production dude coming out of a production truck. Maybe. So, yes, you might think, well, what's the big deal? Corbin, Kentucky. However, if you go into Google and you plug in the code 40701, and put in White Rabbit, you have a link to an interesting YouTube channel named White Rabbit Records. Now, clearly WWE have set this up, but the big take was, one, there's only one video, so are there going to be potential incoming videos that are set to private at the moment, and then they're going to make public and reveal those? So that's something worth looking out for. I'm definitely going to subscribe to that channel. But when you plug in the code, it leads to a place called Wyndham. I mean, come on, WWE, it's Wyndham Rotunda, it's Bray Wyatt. However, who on earth is he coming back with? And I don't think they, to be honest with you, they gave too much away. They didn't, well, they gave us breadcrumbs really. There was a segment involving Bliss, Oscar, Bianca Belair, Io Sky, Dakota Kai and Bayley. And when Bayley was talking, if you look in the background and watch that segment, I don't believe they put it up on the WWE YouTube channel, but in the background there's a mysterious figure that goes past. Pause it. I did actually manage to pause it briefly for a second. What do you think? I know the picture's not great and you can't make out much from that, but I thought that was odd. I also thought it was a bit strange that the Blackbird was in the background, sort of in sight of Alexa Bliss as well. I do believe Alexa Bliss is involved. I've got a whole separate video coming up on that later on in the week, so stay tuned for that. I think we're going to have more clues down the line. I think we've got to stay tuned for SmackDown to get more of the what. I think we know who now. It's what on earth is going on and when is it going to happen. Maybe later down the line we'll find that out. But it's so cool, it's so intriguing, absolute genius from WWE with this. But I honestly think we're overlooking or maybe looking into this a little bit too much on this week's episode of Raw. I think this was just a sole aim to lead us in the direction of Bray Wyatt. But there's going to be something magic happening alongside it. I'd love a faction. Honestly, a whole new faction would be badass, or a Three Faces or Foley type gimmick from Wyatt. That's what I'd like. I've got some theories coming up on that very, very soon. But what do you think, more importantly? Get down in the comments section, share your thoughts and opinions. Do you think this was a lot of nothing really on this week's episode? Were you a little bit disappointed? I certainly don't think we're going to see Bray anytime sooner than Extreme Rules, to be honest with you. Even could be sometime after that. So we're going to have to be patient with this, but let's have a bit of fun with this along the way. I don't want it to be a full-on spoiler. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's Bray coming back, but I don't want to know how he's coming back and who he's coming back with potentially either. So let's stay tuned for that, and hopefully we'll get some more clues. If we do, I'll pop them up on the channel, of course, as well. Thank you, as always, for watching the videos and everything. Be greatly appreciative if you could like the video, share the video about, and even better, subscribe if you're new. Really helps the channel.